Hi all, this is a video on 5-number summaries and box and whisker plots. We're just going to start with discussing what is a 5-number summary. A 5-number summary is when you have an entire set of data and you find the minimum, Q1, Q2, also known as the median, Q3, and the maximum. Now what Q1 is Q1 is really the median of the lower 50% of data. And you guessed it, Q3 is really the median of the upper 50% of data. So that is actually what the 5-number summary is. When we have a data set, we need to actually calculate what these things are. Let's do an example. Remember when we found the median, to find the position of the median, what we do is we do n plus 1 divided by 2, where n is the number of data points. So that should be revision. So in this case, we have 19 pieces of data, so we're going to do 19 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 20 over 2, which is 10. So therefore the median, which equals Q2, is going to be the 1 in the 10th position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be 6. Okay, the median is going to be 6. Now, when we do this type of question and we have a value for the median, which is an actual number, so it's not lying in between two data values, it's actually one of the data values, we actually ignore that value of the median. So as the median is a data value, we are actually going to ignore it and split the remaining data into two groups. So in this case, what we're going to get is one group, which is 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, and then 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. There's our two groups. You'll notice we've excluded this one up here. We excluded that because that's the median and it's an actual data value, and we should have a 9 on the end there. So Q1, or that's called the lower quartile, so if you hear these terms lying around, they are the same thing, is going to be the median of the lower half, whereas Q3 will be the median of the upper half. Alrighty, so if we work that out, we can do it the same way, or we can just see using our n plus 1 over 2 thing. So in this case, n is going to be on this side, we're going to have 9 data points, same on that side. So it's going to be position is going to be n plus 1 over 2 again. So that's going to be 9 plus 1 over 2, which is 5. So if we count along 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that tells us that Q1 is going to equal 5. And over here, Q3, or if we count along 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Q3 is going to equal 7. So as you'll notice here, we've got the median, Q2. We've got the position of the median of the Q1 and Q3, and we've got their actual values. So the last thing we need is the minimum and maximum of this data set. So if we just have a look at all these values together, we can now start writing a summary of everything we've got, like that, something like this, when I get everything in its proper spot. Alright, so our minimum, obviously, of our data set, that's really easy to see, it's the smallest value. Our minimum is 3, and our max is 9. So therefore, the 5-number summary is as follows. The minimum is 3, Q1 is 5, Q2 is 6, Q3 is 7, and the max is going to equal 9. So that is when the median is an actual value. So the takeaway message for this this way of calculating the median is that, got it written over here, that when the median is an actual value, we ignore it when calculating Q1 and Q3. Do remember that one, okay? He's going to disappear, but do remember that one. Rightio. What about when the median isn't an actual value? Do this one. So in this example, we have one more data point. We have 20 data points in total. So 20 data points. I'm just going to put that there. So as n equals 20, n plus 1 over 2 equals 21 over 2, which equals 10.5. So that means that the median must lie between the 10th and 11th value. So the median is then going to be equal to the 10th. So it equals to that 10th value plus the 11th value divided by 2. And as you can probably see, the 10th and the 11th value, if you counted along, are 5 and 6. So we're going to do 5 plus 6 divided by 2, which is going to be 5.5. So the value of the median is 5.5. Then the really important thing to note with this example is, as the median is not a data value, we can split the data into 2 equal groups. When we do that, we're going to get the following 2 data sets. We're going to get 2, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then we're going to get 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9. And so then we again do our position of the median. There's now 10, so we can just think, well, there's 10 numbers, 10 plus 1 is 11, 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. That means the median is going to lie between the 5th and the 6th one. So they're going to be lying in here, over here, and same in here between the 5th and the 6th, so between 7 and 8. And the number between 7 and 8, of course, is going to be 7.5, so Q3 is 7.5, Q1 is going to equal 4.5. All right. And so again, we've got our 5-number summary. Our 5-number summary is going to be minimum equals 2, Q1 4.5, Q2 equals 5.5, Q3 equals 7.5, and the max is going to equal 9 again. So the takeaway in this case is when the median lies between 2 values, we will not include the numbers on either side of it when calculating Q1 and Q3, as it says here. Now let's have a chat about something called IQR. IQR is the interquartile range, and that is simply Q3 take Q1. So that is equal to Q3 take Q1. Take Q1, and that tells us about the spread of the middle 50% of data. So that will tell you the spread of the middle 50% of data. Because if you think about it, what we're doing by calculating Q3, Q1 and Q2 is we're splitting up a data set that looks like this. This is our whole data set, and we're splitting it up and going 25%, 50%, 75%. So this is Q1, and that's 25%. This is Q2, that's another 25%. That's Q3, another 25%. And above Q3 is another 25%. So therefore, between Q1 and Q3, we have 50% of data, and that's what the interquartile range is. You should remember that the range itself of a data set is the maximum take the minimum. All right, write that one down. So that's called the 5-number summary. But how can we pictorially represent that? Because pictorially, if we represent that, that makes it a lot easier to be able to actually compare 2 sets of data. So if we're pictorially representing that, we put an even scale. We draw an even scale. Okay, so to represent a 5-number summary, we do what we call a box and whisker plot. That's the second thing we said we'd talk about, how we draw a box and whisker plot. The hardest part about this is actually finding all the data. Once you've found all the data, It's really easy to calculate a box and to draw a box and whisker pot. What you do is you put an even scale. So say I have a 5-number summary that looks like the following. So this is my 5-number summary. I'm going to draw an even scale. So I'm going to start with my line down here. I will label that. I might, depending on what it is, it might be scores in a test. Alright, so I'm going to label it down there. Then I'm going to put my even scale. So I'm going to go from 0 to 5. That's not big enough. Maybe 5 there. 10, 15, 20, 25, something like that. 0, 10, 20. There we go. So I'll put an even scale. Then I'm going to put a dot for the maximum and minimum. So minimum's 3. So that's 10. That'll be 5. 3 will be about there. And put a dot for that. And I'm going to put a dot for the maximum, which is 23. So that's 20. That'd be 25. So 23 would be about there. Dot for the minimum. Dot for the maximum. And then I'm going to put a dot for line for Q1. So with my line for Q1, I'm going to make sure it doesn't actually touch the scale. So just a line like that. Then a line for Q2 at 9. So about there. And then a line for the Q3 at 14. So they're spread out by the same amount. And then I'm going to join up the box between Q1 and Q3 like that. And finally, step 5, draw a line to the dots. Okay, just one line to the dots on either side. So I'm going to draw a line and draw a line.